Determining the correct wire size for a motor installation involves a few key considerations. Firstly, understand the factors that influence wire size. These factors include the motor's full load amps, the voltage of the power supply, the distance of the wire run, and relevant electrical code requirements. The full load amps, or FLA, represents the amount of current the motor will draw when operating at its rated load. Voltage is the electrical potential difference that drives the current through the motor. Distance refers to the length of the wire run from the power source to the motor. Code requirements are the safety regulations outlined in electrical codes like the National Electrical Code or NEC, which specify minimum wire sizes based on safety considerations. Now let's discuss code calculations. The National Electrical Code provides guidelines for wire sizing to ensure safety and proper operation. Using the NEC tables for a 460 volts motor with a full load amps of 225 amps, a 4/0 American wire gauge or AWG wire would be required. However, it's also important to consider the manufacturer's recommendation. Manufacturers often recommend wire sizes that exceed the NEC requirements. This is done to provide an additional safety margin and account for potential voltage drop or other factors that might affect the motor's performance. In this case, the manufacturer suggests using 400 kcmil wire. So, why the difference in recommendations? The significant difference in wire size recommendations can be attributed to several factors. Firstly, motor starting inrush current. Motors draw a much higher current when starting than when running at their normal operating speed. This inrush current can be several times the full load amps. The 400 kcmil wire size recommended by the manufacturer may be necessary to handle this high inrush current without causing excessive voltage drop or overheating of the wire. Secondly, voltage drop. Over long wire runs, voltage drop can occur due to the resistance of the wire. Voltage drop reduces the voltage available at the motor terminals, which can affect its performance and efficiency. Using a larger wire size reduces voltage drop and ensures that the motor receives adequate voltage, especially during startup and periods of heavy load. Thirdly, safety margin. The manufacturer's recommendation provides an extra margin of safety, particularly for critical applications where reliable motor operation is essential. This additional safety margin helps to prevent premature failure of the motor or wiring due to unforeseen circumstances such as voltage fluctuations or overloading. In summary, while the NEC calculation indicates that 4/0 American wire gauge wire may be sufficient for a 460 volts motor with a full load amps of 225 amps, it is generally prudent to follow the manufacturer's recommendation of 400 kcmil wire for this installation. The additional safety margin and reduced risk of voltage drop outweigh the cost savings of using a smaller wire size. Always prioritize safety and reliability when selecting wire sizes for motor installations. Now let's delve into a more detailed explanation of these concepts, including how to perform code calculations, understand voltage drop, and interpret manufacturer specifications. First, let's review the National Electrical Code or NEC requirements for motor circuit conductors. Article 430 of the NEC covers the requirements for motors, motor circuits, and motor control equipment. Section 430.22 specifically addresses the minimum size of conductors supplying a single motor. According to 430.22, the conductors supplying a single motor must have an ampacity not less than 125% of the motor's full load current rating. This 125% factor is intended to account for the motor's continuous load and potential overload conditions. To determine the minimum ampacity of the conductors, multiply the motor's full load amps by 1.25. In this case, with a full load amps of 225 amps, the minimum ampacity would be 225 amps times 1.25, which equals 281.25 amps. Next, you need to select a conductor size that has an ampacity equal to or greater than 281.25 amps. Refer to NEC Table 310.16, which provides the allowable ampacities of insulated conductors rated up to 600 volts, based on their size, insulation type, and temperature rating. For example, If you are using copper conductors with THHN insulation rated for 75 degrees Celsius, a 4/0 American wire gauge conductor has an ampacity of 230 amps, which is not sufficient. You would need to use a larger conductor, such as a 250 kc mil conductor, which has an ampacity of 255 amps, still insufficient, or a 300 kc mil conductor, which has an ampacity of 285 amps, or a 350 kc mil conductor, which has an ampacity of 310 amps and would meet the minimum ampacity requirement. Note that the allowable ampacities in Table 310.16 are based on certain conditions, such as the number of conductors in a raceway or cable and the ambient temperature. If these conditions are not met, you may need to apply correction or adjustment factors as specified in the NEC. Now, let's discuss motor starting inrush current and its impact on conductor sizing. As mentioned earlier, motors draw a much higher current when starting than when running. This inrush current can be several times the motor's full load current rating and can last for a few cycles of the alternating current waveform. The magnitude and duration of the inrush current depend on the motor's design and the load it is starting. To accommodate the motor starting inrush current, the NEC allows for the use of overcurrent protection devices such as fuses or circuit breakers with higher current ratings than the conductor ampacity. This is permitted by 430.52, which provides guidelines for the maximum rating or setting of motor branch circuit, short circuit, and ground fault protective devices. The overcurrent protection device must be capable of carrying the motor starting current without tripping, but must also provide protection against short circuits and ground faults. The specific type and rating of the overcurrent protection device depend on the motor's full load current, the type of motor, and the application. In some cases, the motor starting current may require the use of larger conductors than would be required based solely on the motor's full load current. This is particularly true for motors with high starting torque requirements or motors that are started frequently. In these cases, the manufacturer's recommendation for conductor size may be more conservative than the NEC minimum requirements. Now let's discuss voltage drop and its effect on motor performance. Voltage drop is the reduction in voltage that occurs along a conductor due to its resistance. Voltage drop can affect the performance of motors by reducing their torque, speed, and efficiency. Excessive voltage drop can also cause motors to overheat and fail prematurely. The NEC recommends limiting the voltage drop in motor circuits to no more than 5% from the source to the motor terminals. This 5% limit is intended to ensure that the motor receives adequate voltage for proper operation. To calculate voltage drop, you can use the following formula: voltage drop equals 2 times K times I times D divided by Cm, where voltage drop is the voltage drop in volts, K is the direct current resistance for copper, which is 12.9 ohms, or aluminum, which is 21.2 ohms, I is the current in amps, D is the one-way distance in feet, and Cm is the circular moles of the conductor. From this formula, it can be seen that voltage drop is directly proportional to the conductor length and current, and inversely proportional to the conductor area. Therefore, using a larger conductor size will reduce voltage drop. The allowable voltage drop varies depending on the application, with more sensitive electronic equipment having stricter requirements than general-purpose circuits. The NEC provides guidelines for voltage drop in informative Annex D. If the calculated voltage drop exceeds the allowable limit, you will need to increase the conductor size or reduce the conductor length to reduce voltage drop. In some cases, it may be necessary to use a separate feeder for the motor to minimize voltage drop. Now let's discuss manufacturers' recommendations and their importance in motor installations. Motor manufacturers typically provide recommendations for conductor size, overcurrent protection, and other electrical components in their product documentation. These recommendations are based on the specific characteristics of the motor and the intended application. Manufacturers' recommendations may be more conservative than the NEC minimum requirements, as they take into account factors such as motor starting inrush current, voltage drop, and thermal considerations. It is generally prudent to follow the manufacturer's recommendations, as they are based on the motor's design and testing. In cases where the manufacturer's recommendations differ significantly from the NEC requirements, it is important to understand the reasons for the difference and to consult with a qualified electrical engineer or inspector to determine the appropriate course of action. It is also important to ensure that all electrical components used in the motor installation are listed and labeled by a recognized testing laboratory, such as Underwriters Laboratories or UL, and that they are installed in accordance with the manufacturer's instructions and the NEC. In conclusion, selecting the appropriate conductor size for motor installation involves a careful consideration of several factors, including the motor's full load current, motor starting inrush current, voltage drop, NEC requirements, and manufacturer's recommendations. By following these guidelines and consulting with qualified professionals, you can ensure that the motor installation is safe, reliable, and meets all applicable codes and standards. Remember to always prioritize safety and reliability when working with electrical systems. If you are not comfortable performing the calculations or installations yourself, it is best to consult with a licensed electrician or electrical engineer. Now let's provide a more detailed example of how to apply these concepts to a specific motor installation scenario. Suppose you are installing a 100 horsepower, 460 volts, three-phase motor with a full load amps of 124 amps. The motor is located 200 feet from the power source, and you are using copper conductors with THHN insulation rated for 75 degrees Celsius. First, determine the minimum ampacity of the conductors using 430.22. Multiply the motor's full load amps by 1.25. 124 amps times 1.25 equals 155 amps. Next, select a conductor size that has an ampacity equal to or greater than 155 amps. Refer to NEC Table 310.16. A 1/0 American wire gauge conductor with THHN insulation has an ampacity of 150 amps, which is not sufficient. A 2/0 American wire gauge conductor with THHN insulation has an ampacity of 175 amps, which meets the minimum ampacity requirement. Now calculate the voltage drop using the voltage drop formula. Voltage drop equals 2 times K times I times D divided by Cm, where K is 12.9 ohms, I is 124 amps, D is 200 feet, and Cm is the circular mils of the 2/0 American wire gauge conductor, which is 133,100 circular mils. Plugging in the values, we get voltage drop equals 2 times 12.9 times 124 times 200 divided by 133,100, which equals 4.81 volts. Calculate the percentage voltage drop by dividing the voltage drop by the source voltage and multiplying by 100. Percentage voltage drop equals 4.81 volts divided by 460 volts times 100, which equals 1.5%. Since the voltage drop is less than the NEC recommended limit of 5%, the 2/0 American wire gauge conductor size is acceptable from a voltage drop perspective. Finally, check the manufacturer's recommendations for conductor size. Suppose the manufacturer recommends a minimum conductor size of 3/0 American wire gauge for this motor installation. In this case, you would need to use the larger 3/0 American wire gauge conductor size, even though the 2/0 American wire gauge conductor size meets the NEC minimum requirements and the voltage drop requirements. Remember to also select the appropriate overcurrent protection device for the motor circuit. According to 430.52, the maximum rating or setting of the motor branch circuit, short circuit, and ground fault protective device depends on the type of motor and the application. Consult the NEC for specific requirements. In summary, for this example motor installation, you would need to use 3/0 American wire gauge copper conductors with THHN insulation and an appropriately sized overcurrent protection device, in accordance with the NEC and the manufacturer's recommendations. Always double-check all calculations and consult with qualified professionals to ensure that the motor installation is safe and meets all applicable codes and standards. Remember that this is just one example, and the specific requirements for your motor installation may vary depending on the motor's characteristics, the location, and other factors. Always consult the NEC and the manufacturer's recommendations for the most accurate and up-to-date information. Now let's delve into additional considerations for selecting the right wire size for your motor installation project. Firstly, consider the ambient temperature. The allowable ampacity of a conductor decreases as the ambient temperature increases. This is because higher temperatures increase the resistance of the conductor, which leads to increased heat generation and potential overheating. If the motor is located in a high ambient temperature environment, such as a boiler room or direct sunlight, you may need to use a larger conductor size to compensate for the reduced ampacity. NEC Table 310.16 provides ampacity correction factors for different ambient temperatures. Secondly, consider the number of conductors in a raceway or cable. When multiple current-carrying conductors are installed in the same raceway or cable, the heat generated by each conductor can raise the temperature of the other conductors, reducing their ampacity. NEC Table 310.15 current provides ampacity adjustment factors for different numbers of current-carrying conductors in a raceway or cable. If the number of conductors exceeds 3, you may need to apply an adjustment factor to the allowable ampacity of the conductors. Thirdly, consider the type of insulation. The type of insulation used on the conductor affects its ampacity. Different insulation types have different temperature ratings which determine the maximum temperature at which the conductor can operate safely. NEC Table 310.16 provides the allowable ampacities for different insulation types, such as THHN, THW, and XHHW. Choose an insulation type that is suitable for the operating temperature of the motor and the environment in which it is installed. Fourthly, consider the altitude. At higher altitudes, the air is thinner, which reduces the cooling effect of the air on the conductors. This can lead to increased conductor temperatures and reduced ampacity. If the motor is located at a high altitude, you may need to use a larger conductor size to compensate for the reduced cooling effect. Fifthly, consider harmonic currents. Harmonic currents are non-sinusoidal currents that can be present in electrical systems due to nonlinear loads such as variable frequency drives and electronic ballasts. Harmonic currents can cause additional heating in conductors and transformers, which can reduce their lifespan. If the motor is supplied by a system with significant harmonic currents, you may need to use a larger conductor size or install harmonic filters to mitigate the effects of the harmonic currents. Sixthly, consider future load growth. If you anticipate that the motor's load will increase in the future, it is a good idea to use a larger conductor size to accommodate the future load growth. This will save you the cost and hassle of having to replace the conductors later on. Seventhly, consider the cost of the conductors. The cost of conductors increases with size. However, using a larger conductor size can provide benefits such as reduced voltage drop, increased ampacity, and improved reliability. Weigh the cost of the conductors against the benefits to determine the optimal conductor size for your application. Eighthly, consider the availability of conductors. Not all conductor sizes are readily available. Check with your local electrical supplier to ensure that the conductor size you need is in stock. Ninthly, consider the ease of installation. Larger conductors are more difficult to install than smaller conductors. Consider the available space and the difficulty of pulling the conductors through raceways or conduits. You may need to use special tools or techniques to install larger conductors. Tenthly, consider the local electrical codes and regulations. Local electrical codes and regulations may have additional requirements for conductor sizing. Check with your local electrical inspector to ensure that your motor installation complies with all applicable codes and regulations. By considering these additional factors, you can ensure that you select the right wire size for your motor installation and that the installation is safe, reliable, and meets all applicable codes and standards. Remember to always consult with qualified professionals and to follow the manufacturer's recommendations for the most accurate and up-to-date information.